Hi everybody, it's Barbara. Let's make some cards. Here's what I have to work with today with a stamp set for Evergreen and all these beautiful papers. And then they gave us some mist, pine shimmer trim. So what I did is I thought Christmas and everything and this color scheme that I would pull out my gold box. So if you haven't been watching my page, I've been dividing all my embellishments up into color schemes. So I have, red, yellow, purple, all that kind of stuff too. And then I also have gold, white, black, and silver. And so for this one, I think I'm going to use my gold box. So what I'm going to do is look through here and see the things that I have. And I'm pretty sure that one of the things I want to use is some of this platinum. I guess it's platinum, but to me it looks very goldish. What do you guys think? It looks kind of gold to me. My platinum stickles. Also got gold liquid pearls here. I have dots that I can use. Let me see, did they give us, I don't see that they gave us any embellishments for this except that for the shimmer trim, so those dots would look awesome. And then I have shaker pieces, and then I got other shimmer trim in here, gold shimmer trim, but we're gonna go ahead and stick with the pine because that comes in with it. And then I have a little bit of leftover stickers that I just keep in my stash. And then I've got some old thread, embellishing thread. So I think what I'm gonna do out of my box, and this is a really great way to keep your embellishments, is by color, is I'm gonna go ahead and use that platinum stickles today, and I'm gonna use the gold dots today, and then we're gonna do a couple other cool things. So stay tuned. Okay, one of the first things we're gonna change up here is I'm going to add in a piece of acorn cardstock. There, you already get one in your kit, but it doesn't have enough to do what I think is going to be fun for this. So you do have, for card one, you're going to cut 1.5 by 5.5 if you want to, or you can do what I'm going to do, and I'm going to use this part of the cardstock that they give you, and I'm going to cut 2 long strips, 1.5 by 12, because we're going to make a band to go around the card instead. Now, there's not going to be enough room on this one piece of cardstock that they give you to make that for 4 cards, so you're going to have to add in a piece of acorn cardstock as an extra to make this band if you want to do it. So let's do a few things on card one. I'm going to do a little dry embossing, so I'm going to take my trimmer blade off here. Well, I don't know. I don't even really have to, I suppose. So as long as I have an embossing tool. But you might have an embossing blade too, so look for that if you do. And this is just an easy way to do it if you don't have like a scoreboard or something like that. So I'm going to take the card base, and I'm going to turn it valley side down, and then I'm just going to go in 1/4 inch just to add some cool lines, and I'm going to emboss carefully without ripping it. Remember, your card bases are a little bit thinner than your cardstock. So, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to start right at the mountain side of the score there, and go in 1/4 inch, gently, and then I'm going to do the same for the sides, and I'm only doing the front of the card, and I'm going to start at the score line and go all the way down to the end of the card, flip it over, and do the same thing, stopping at the crease right there. Okay, and then that just makes a nice little border. So, because this part here is smaller than those score lines, it's gonna kind of outline it. So that's gonna be really cool. So let's go ahead and put that down. Actually, let me grab my adhesive. And I believe this is dark side up. And we want to glue these flat because we're going to slide our little band over this. So looks like it's going to be about 1/8 of an inch from where your crease lines are there. On the thing it says 3/8 of an inch from the sides. So okay, and then in the middle we're gonna put this. Isn't this pretty paper? And just center that. It's see, they don't even have a measurement there, so it's just centered. Okay, and then we have this piece, I believe. Now this is gonna go 3/4 of an inch from the bottom of this piece. And that's about there, and then it goes in 3/4 of an inch from the side. So I'm gonna put this down. I'm doing them really flat so that band goes over it nice. So make sure you've got that. So 3/4 of an inch from the side puts it centered in the middle here. And then we've got our shimmer trim, which they probably want us to cut in half. So I hate doing that. Yeah. So I think that they've cut this in half. I'm not going to do that. Instead, because, you know, shimmer trim isn't that expensive, right? I'm going to go ahead and just use the full piece. Let me get this going because I didn't open it. Well, this is not the best way to do this, probably. All right, just trying to get that plastic off there. Get this started. All right. And I'm gonna cut it right about there. Okay, so this is going to be, it looks like, grab my ruler again. That it is 4 inches long. So if you want to save on shimmer trim, cut this in half vertically. I am not going to worry about that, so I'm just going to go 4 inches in, and I'm going to do it twice. So, well, you know what? Now that I think about it, it's not actually going to matter because even with the band going over it, it'll still be the same thickness. So oh, I might have to push this down. I wanted to try to keep it in frame for you guys. Hopefully that's a little bit in frame. And I'm just going to do that twice so that I don't have to bother cutting it in half. But you know, to cut it in half vertically, use a couple pieces of washi tape to hold it down. I'm just going to go like this. Now they want it 1/8 of an inch from, I'm going to show you two ways. One way I bend it back and then pull it off with my nail. And I'll show you the other way. So 1/8 of an inch from the bottom of that light green. And that's about right there. I'm just going to go across on this. And I'm lining it up against the ruler to try to keep it straight. We'll see how that works. And let me see. I thought I was a little off when I first looked at it. So I'm going to go up just slightly. Okay, and the other way to get your backing off, a little bit easier on your nails, but you still have to use your nails, is put some adhesive down, put the corner of your shimmer trim in there, and then lift it off from the top instead. Usually it works. You got to really press that corner into that adhesive. Well, it's acting up today, of course. Well, you guys, there we go. Okay. So like that, and then we're going to go with the 1/8 of an inch. I still don't think I got that perfectly there. Good thing I don't do my nails much anymore. All right, let's try this again. It's, you know what it is? It's because I have a glare and I also don't want to put my head into the frame. So maybe I'll just do it eyeballing the 1/8 of an inch. And pretty close there. All right. Okay, so now we've done some dry embossing. We've got the pretty shimmer trim, and I think it's time to close up this card. Okay, so I'm gonna get my, if I see it here, my bone folder was in here. There we go. Okay, crease this. Now here's the trick for this. Before we do the rest of the decorating, I don't like to just give you a measurement on this, but it is about 3 1/4, kind of. So put it down on your card centered. So you can kind of do about 3 1/4 on each side. And then I'm going to gently fold it. I can crease it in a minute. Still holding it still and straight, because I really want it to go with the card and be able to slide off easily. So I folded it. You want to make sure it's straight in the back, and then just kind of test it. If it's all taped in, is it going to go up and down? And I think it is. So then you can go back, and it's good to do a stronger adhesive there. Let me see if I've got some of my red adhesive I like the best. This, and I'm sure I have it somewhere. All right, guess what? My drawer is stuck. So pause. So it was in a completely different drawer, so it didn't matter that the one drawer was stuck. This is what you want to use if you've got it. Liquid glass would work. You're just going to have to wait for it to dry. But this stuff is awesome. I think we still sell this. Not sure. I'm just going to put a little down there. Look for the start again. There we go. And on the inside of this one. And that, yeah, that'll be enough. So then I'm just going to take off the red part. Backing. And on this. So I'm doing this before Christmas. So I hope you guys all had a great one. My son is coming, and this is actually the Thursday before Christmas. My son is coming from Washington, D.C. I haven't seen him since September. So it's going to be really good to see him. And my other 2 kids are up in Lansing, and I'll see them on Christmas Day. Hope you're getting to see your family. So let's test this out. And this should work very nicely as a band. And it's just a different way to do a card. So just like that, you might have to slightly bend the card. You know, just a touch. Do I need to make that a little bit bigger? No, I think once you get it on, it's good. Okay, so that looks like it slides fairly decently. So that's gonna go in there like that. I think if I put the foam down, I might be able to stamp on there, but just to be sure, let's take it off and we'll do the stamping and the, I guess they're using a little ink. So guess what? Acorn ink, I cannot find mine. I looked all over. I got back from a retreat about a week ago, and perhaps I lost it there. So I'm going to use toffee, which is very close. So if you don't have acorn, you can use another brown. And then I'm going to take the sponge, and we're going to go over this. Just on the edges, putting a little distressing on there. Don't know what happened, and I know I had acorn, so because I buy all the new inks every time. So where it has gone, who knows? You know, you get working on a box that has your paper and your kits in it, and then all of a sudden, you know, you don't actually put your ink back in it. It ends up in a box. So that's probably what happened, although I don't remember using acorn. I remember using black and charcoal, which are my 2 go-to distressed pieces. So, you know, who knows where that went. Well, let's get our stamp out. And this is going to be the warm winter wishes. So let's start with the wishes. I find it easier to do the seasoning on my, before I put it on the block. Gotta grab my block. And this one will do. Now if you put your block down, your stamp down, if you want it to be nice and straight, put it on your Versamat like that. Remember, there's a line right here that can help you line up. And I'm just gonna put that right down, matching up the lines. And then my spongy thing, the back of the Versamat will work for this too. And get that inked up. We're also gonna put the words warm winter on this. Sorry about shaking the camera when I do this. And down a little bit just below center, because we want to put that warm winter on there. You're gonna have a little bit of problem with the thing popping up there, so be careful. I'm gonna put it a little tiny bit to the left. You could put the ink on first. You could put the stamping before you fold up the band. It might be easier. Let's see how it turned out. Hey. And then warm winter. Another block. Got this one. And this is also, looks like it's also going to be in, oh no, this one will be in mocha. Oh, actually, no, it doesn't say which one is in mocha and which one is in acorn. So I'm going to do the, it might be that the darker one is wishes, and that might be the mocha, but it actually doesn't say. So I'm going to go ahead and do the warm winter and mocha. And you can do it the opposite way if you want to. And that goes right above the word wishes. Just like that. So that looks just fine. Either way, you want to mix those two up. All right. That's good. All right, let's move on. So get a piece of scratch paper if you're going to do some gluing like I am. I'm using an envelope because I have a million envelopes, so losing one is not going to be a problem for me. And we're just going to glue this onto this. And because this is very delicate and stuff, you're going to have to be a little careful if you don't want your glue to show too much. So try to just dot. I'm using a glue pen. I'm not sure if Close to My Heart still makes that one glue pen, but if, as I may have told you before, I did not like it. So I use a Zig. Martha Stewart also makes a good one. Yep, I'm telling you to buy something else because I do not feel good about telling you to buy a product that I do not like. So there's always hits and misses in every company. All right. And we're gonna just put that over this one. How pretty. I gotta say, I used to really hate die cutting. Whoop, it grew on me. It definitely grew on me. I got a little glue on the back of this pine cone, I think. There we go. I thought, well, you could just do it all on the Cricut. Why do you need die cuts? Well, because they're for very specific things, and then they're already always the right size, right? Okay, so we're going to decorate this. Now, I think I'm going to put, because we're using a band, now you wouldn't have to do this if you're not using the band, but because we're using this band, I think that we're going to have to put everything on the band as far as the decorative elements, because we want it all to smoothly go onto this. We want it to fit on there. So you're going to move your band down so that's right equal between the two shimmer trims. And then we're going to do the white, well, pale green feathery bow from an evergreen tree, right? Makes sense. And that's going to go and keep it on. I shouldn't have put glue at the bottom because that's gonna go slightly off here. So I'm gonna get my glue off that little bit at the end there. So just put a glue where it's gonna hit the band, and the rest can kind of stick off there. It's just slightly going off the side of the card, but because envelopes are a little bit bigger, I think that's gonna be okay. And then the other bow, oh, am I missing a bow? I should have one more. Where did that baby go? There it is, okay. So you should have one that's from the pattern paper and then one that's from the cardstock. So this is gonna go up here. Now this one is gonna stick quite a bit off, so I'm going to put a big glob of glue there, and that will be it for that one because it's gonna slide. We want it to slide. And then this one, the pattern paper one, also I'm going to be very careful. I'm gonna put the glue right in there so I don't get it onto the card itself. Like that. And then your pine cone can be popped up. So let's get some pop tape. And what do I got here? I got some old pieces from doing shaker cards. So I'm just gonna use those. And got a little piece here I think will fit just barely. And so that can go up here. Now this band should be able to still slide easily. Yep, there we go. Now these are still drying, so I'm gonna be a little more gentle. But that way, then when you open the card, you've got your when they pull this off, they're gonna pull it off, and inside you can put any sentiment you want or write your note and stuff. So I think that's it on that, but we wanna add a little bit of sparkle. So I got some gold sparkles here. Let's see, there's some small ones. So just a little, now these ones can go on the actual card itself. So I'll just put one up here. And let's see, one here, I like them to go slightly off. And then you kind of want to stick to threes. So let me see. I could put that here. I think I would put that here so we get a little balance there. And then the other thing was this. All right, a couple different things you could do. You could fill in the whole word wishes and stuff, or you could just do a little highlighting on this. I'm not even gonna put it inside. I think I'm just gonna do a little highlighting here and there, like you glittered a pine cone, you know, here and there. You could fill in the little spots if you wanted to, but I'm just gonna put a little bit here and there, just to add a little sparkle. And also give me that feeling of how we used to glitter those pine cones in you know, elementary school. Wasn't that fun? So yeah, I like that. Okay, so there you go. So this is still drying, but you just pull off the little band there, and then they open the card, and that makes it just a little bit better.